One of the things that I do every single day of my life is to keep feeding my mind in as many different ways as possible through books, podcasts, interviews, events, masterminds, etc. A couple days ago, I was watching a presentation that Patrick Bet-David gave at his insurance company, and somehow, if you don't know who he is, he's the CEO and founder of PHP Agency, which is a very successful insurance company, and now the founder and CEO of Valuetainment, which is a very successful media company right now. Very successful guy, and honestly, one of the people that I respect and look up to the most because of his work ethic and also his respect that he has for people that work hard and immigrant people, just like he was when he came here years ago. Very successful guy, has made a ton of money in his career, but also one of the people that I respect and look up to the most because of his communication skills and how he works so hard every single day. But anyway, I actually was looking up this interview, I saw it, I saw him speak, and he talked about something very powerful that even a couple days after I watched it, it still has me thinking about it. And it's the power of will versus want. My name is Andrew Pizzi. I'm an investor and entrepreneur out of Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to the AP Show. I'll be focusing on this channel on help you build a life around health, wealth, love, and happiness, which I believe are all needed in order for you to have a great life overall and not in just one specific area of your life. As always, if you like content like this, please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that when you hit the like button, YouTube can push this content out to more people, and when you subscribe, you never miss the videos that we're dropping every single Monday, full of valuable information such as this one in this video. Whenever I talk about topics like this on the channel, I feel like people think that I'm doing it to make them think about changing the way that they have been brought up or to make them feel like what they're doing is wrong, which is not my intention whatsoever. What I want to do and accomplish with this type of videos and this type of info that I give you is to always have you look at different things and different angles on life so that you can make your own informed decision and be as successful as you can. As I always say, the more points of views and the more info that you have, the more probabilities you have to achieve any big goals that you have in life, or even smaller ones, if you give them the importance that they have. Stay tuned with me. Now, let's go deeper on what we're talking about today in this video. I want you to think for a second. When you think about a goal that you have, big or small, doesn't matter. I want you to think for a second how clear and intentional you are when you say it out loud. By the way, when I say out loud, I also mean when you say it to yourself. Have you ever thought why we're so scared to declare and just say out loud what our goals are? It's only because when you say it out loud, you have to do it. Somebody is going to hold you accountable for them. When you say you want something, it doesn't mean anything. Nobody cares. Everybody says that they want to be rich, that they want to achieve to be millionaires, that they want to retire their parents, that they want recognition, and they want to be famous. Nobody cares. Want is a weak word. Want has zero power to it, and it has zero power to it because it has no accountability. So today I want to talk to you about the difference between want and will. They have the same amount of letters, 4 letters. They start with the same letter, but one of them has a ton of power and the other one has none. Now, going back to the reason why we're so scared to using a word that has such power tied to it, why are we so scared? We're so scared because we don't want to be publicly embarrassed when we don't accomplish the goal that we said out loud that we were going to accomplish. Whether you want to accept it or not, that's the whole reason. You don't want to fail to all the people that you said out loud that you were going to accomplish anything. But most importantly, you don't want to fail yourself. When you fail yourself, or you think that you fail yourself because you didn't keep the promise that you made to yourself, because by the way, before you even say it out loud, you already told that to yourself. When you do that, your confidence decreases because your confidence is built from the fact that you kept the promises that you made to yourself. And in this case, when you said it out loud and you said it to yourself, you completely crush your confidence when you don't achieve it. I will, as always, give you my own example. Back in November of 2022, when I sat down with my team to plan for 2023 and broke down the goals that we had and what it took to achieve the goals that we were going to achieve in 2023, one of them was to be top 10 in the whole industry out of 19,500 insurance companies, which is something that has been accomplished by probably less than 10 people ever. And also, I was so ambitious that I declared it in front of one, my team, but two, I said it in an event that I was asked to speak, and it was probably 100 other people in my industry in that event when I said what I was going to do. Now, I was also trying to achieve that ambitious goal with half of the team that usually people that achieve the goal have. So it was a massive goal, very ambitious. And one thing that I can also tell you is I never set goals and never declare goals that are massive, but I don't know how to achieve. I usually, and pretty much always, have a very clear and executable steps that I need to be taking in order for me to achieve those goals. I never just go and say, I'm gonna make this much money or I'm gonna achieve this massive goal without a plan. But this time I failed. I failed to execute on all the steps that I knew I needed to take. So now, every time that I go to an event or a meeting or anything like that, I'm always asked in front of everybody, oh, what happened with you being in the top 10? What happened with that massive goal I thought you were going to accomplish? What happened? And so on. So I get it. I know why you wouldn't want to say, I will do such and such. Now, I can tell you that that's what stops 99% of people, but I can also tell you that if you are a person who's driven, that wants to win, and that has an ego and doesn't want to be embarrassed in front of other people, and honestly, for me, it's even more important for me to not fail myself, because as I said before I declare anything or say anything to anybody, I have already promised myself to not fail myself to achieve the goal. So if you're that type of person, all you need to do is the following. All you need to do in order for you to actually use the word will in your favor and not fear it anymore is to do the following. Number one, make sure that when you're setting yourself a goal, you're not jumping from step 1 to step 20 in your journey. Make sure that the goal that you have is a realistic goal that, if followed by executable steps, you can actually achieve. Sometimes we're naive enough to think that we can achieve $1 million a year business without having ever built a business that produces $100,000 a year. There's such a thing as being too ambitious, and you never want to accumulate too many failures in a row, because then your chances of succeeding at anything decrease more and more with every single failure. The second thing is that whatever goal, once you have a realistic goal, whatever steps you set to yourself that you need to follow in order for you to achieve such goal, whatever it is, you follow like religion. The only way that you can avoid what happened to me to happen to you is to be on point with actually making sure through accountability that you execute every single day. You have to make sure that you execute, because if you start going like, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it next week, then you will fail, because you're always going to be putting off all the steps that you set to yourself and you know that you need in order for you to achieve that goal. And that right there, the difference between a will and a want person is the will person executes every single time. And I can tell you for a fact, me personally, anytime that I have those two steps in place, you will never hear me say, I want to achieve this or I want to do that. You will always hear me say, I will do this, and this is exactly how I will. So with all of that being said, I want to challenge you today. I want to challenge you to start closing your eyes today and start imagining in your head how much more different your results will be if you start manifesting and declaring your goals out loud as I will. Start using I will for your goals rather than I want, And also, another challenge that I want for you is for you to start doing the same for your community, for your family, for your church, for everybody that you know. Everybody that you know in your family, in your church, and everybody that basically you're surrounded with is looking for a leader that will take them to the next step. And it might as well be you. Lead the people around you into a better life by challenging them to say, I will declare my goals out loud, and hold them accountable so that they can see you as the person who changed their lives just by saying, say I will rather than I want. With all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and take care, everybody.